Hi, I'm Missy Hollenbach from Shrewsbury Recycles, and today we are at the Habitat for Humanity ReStore in Worcester on Gold Star Boulevard. We're going to go in and see what they do, and we're going to meet with the district manager Debbie and Shrewsbury resident Donna about what they do here at ReStore. Come on in.
I started with Habitat. I worked for Bank One in the early 1990s. They had a corporate build sponsorship, and they sponsored a build day. So I went out as an employee for one day to a Habitat site. I quit my job. I signed up to volunteer full-time with Habitat. I stayed with them for 3 years at their headquarters in Georgia. I then participated on 5 different Global Village trips. Moved back to Massachusetts. I was born and raised in Worcester, so came back home and joined the board of directors here and served on that for about 1.5 years. And then my daughter was born and I got married and I did life for about 10 years or so where I was outside of the Habitat family. A couple career changes later, this opportunity came up, and for me it was a return back to the organization, and I'm thrilled to be here. So. The way Habitat for Humanity works is we build homes in partnership with people in need. So there are certain criteria that they need to meet. One of the main ones that there's a big miscommunication about is that our homeowners pay a mortgage. They get a 30-year mortgage and they buy their homes. The difference with Habitat, versus your regular builders, we don't make any profit on the homes that we build, and we don't charge any interest, which makes a mortgage payment actually affordable, less than rent in this area a lot of times. So that's the main focus and intention of Habitat. ReStore, which is what we are here, exists as a fundraising arm of our local Habitat for Humanity. So Habitat was getting calls and offers to donate items from people who want to support the mission of Habitat. And the affiliates can't really put these items into somebody's home, so they had to turn it down. Until somebody got the brilliant idea, and I think the first one was in Canada, that they could actually say, yes, I'll accept your stove or your table as long as you don't mind if I resell it and use the funds to build our homes instead. The idea took off. There are now just about 850 ReStores in the US. Every single ReStore is owned and operated by its local Habitat for Humanity. And every ReStore that exists is helping to raise funds to build homes in the community that they're in. So it's not that our funds are going to Georgia to be distributed internationally and you're not really sure. The funds that are being raised here are going into the homes in our community. So we serve 42 cities and towns in this area. And we just finished our 36th home, got our certificate of occupancy this week. So our families are moving in, which is really exciting for us. We accept home furnishings, decorations, pictures that hang on the wall. We accept books, dining room table sets, lumber, trim, sheetrock, plywood, kitchen cabinet sets. We get lots of fabulous full kitchen cabinet sets, and then also orphan cabinets where you just get the single units. We get office supplies very regularly. We have paint, hardware, lighting, electrical supplies, plumbing, flooring, tile, and appliances. For appliances, we ask that they're less than 10 years old, because more than that, they really are an energy efficiency problem, and we really don't want to keep that in the usage stream. We'd much rather that go to a metal recycling. Although we are called ReStore, which sometimes is confusing, and people think that we're restoring furniture here. That's not what we're doing. It's sort of a play on words. We are putting it back into a store, so it's ReStore. So we ask that the furniture is solid and functional and not broken. In order for us to bring it right to the floor and get it right back out again, the faster it goes back out, the better off we are, and the more money that is raised for the houses that we build. We don't accept electronics for sale here. There are some electronic items that we can recycle, though. We don't accept mattresses or box springs because we are a retail outlet and it's not legal to sell those things in Massachusetts. We also don't accept upholstered furniture at our store. Some ReStores do accept that, but at ours we are all hard goods. We do accept some things for donation that we don't sell on our floor. For instance, clothing. We have some bins out back where we can accept clothing and we put those into reuse, but we don't do it through our store. People throw away so much that could be brought here and be used to help end poverty housing in our area. And people in typical don't want to throw away good functional items. So don't be afraid to ask whether or not it's something that we can take. Don't be afraid to make that call. And if we can do it, if it's something that we are able to utilize, we're happy to work with you to make it happen. In order to make a donation, the best thing to do is to call us. It's 508-439-7655. We will schedule you onto our donation pickup schedule. We usually get out within 7 days to pick up your item. Our drivers go and they'll pick it up and load it into the truck for you and leave you with a tax-deductible receipt that you can use at the end of the year. We do ask that things that are going to be picked up by the truck are things that are too large to fit in your car. If they are small enough to fit in your car, you can come here anytime during regular business hours. So between Tuesday and Saturday from 10 to 5, you can come here. We have our donations drop-off area. Just drive right in and we'll help unload the car for you. We've gotten some really fantastic things donated. All of the shelves all around the store were donated by the closed borders out on Route 9. Prior to that, all of our home decor items were essentially on a table. We received that donation and we were able to dramatically change the number of things that we could display well and make available for sale. We also completely revitalized our book nook with that same bookshelf donation. And this gorgeous reception desk was another business donation, and we turned it into our volunteer station. We have a really nice reception desk now that greets them and where we keep all of their sign-in and sign-out sheets and their forms. We have a skeleton crew of employees, about 6. We have between 80 and 100 volunteers a week. We run almost entirely off of volunteer labor. Couldn't possibly do what we do. We have a 20,000 square foot warehouse, so if we have 6 folks here and one person's running the cash register, 2 people are out on the truck, one's at the donations area, to have enough people to accept the donations, clean them, price them, process them, put them on the floor, do the merchandising, answer customer questions, and help customers carry their things to the car, we wouldn't survive without our volunteers. The best day is when an item comes in through the back door and the volunteer carrying it from the back to the floor meets up with a customer halfway and they turn around and go directly to the register. And that actually happens more often than you might think.
My name is Donna Rudek. I've lived in Shrewsbury for about 23 years and I have been active as a town meeting member, PTO president when my son was younger, and I've always been very interested in recycling and creating ecologically sound landscapes. I'm a garden designer and most recently an artist, and I started coming in here because I have a passion for finding the deal. And so I would be passing by here and I saw the sign and I decided to stop in, and before I knew it I was a regular here. I just love the community here. People here are incredibly friendly. Debbie's right, the volunteers are the core of this operation, and the staff is very warm and friendly and appreciative of anything that you can do. And so one day I was in here and I saw this really cool lampshade. I said, would you mind if I go back and see what else there is? And there were volunteers there who didn't understand landscape lighting, so I started to help them. And before I knew it, I had on an apron and I had signed a volunteer sheet, and I've been coming here every Friday ever since. What I've found is most of our volunteers pick regular days to come, but there is a sign up on the website if you want to let them know you're coming in. They find that very helpful. I will train people if there's a job I want them to do. Now that I've learned, I will show them what I'm thinking they need to do around maybe straightening out shelves, or I've had young people put together items that have been donated, bookshelves, lighting. We have people weigh in price. So seasoned volunteers will show new volunteers what to do. High school students can get community service hours here. They're happy to have young people pitching in. Again, we have all ages of people who work here, all kinds of people who work here as volunteers. It's a great community experience, I think. I've met wonderful people here. In the back here, we have a lot of our building goods that tend to have standard prices. So you need to look for pricing information. If you don't know, you can ask a volunteer. If you don't see a price on an individual item, generally we have a price list. Here we have a lot of bifolds. Across from me, you'll find the standard size doors, exterior doors. A lot of landlords come and shop here from Worcester who want to improve their properties but may not have the budget to buy all new, and we have a lot of quality items that they can come in and do right by their tenants by purchasing these, and they're helping our community at the same time. And some of the things are quite nice, and you can do creative things with them as well. You can make a headboard out of a door for your bed, you know. Here we are, we're in the kitchen section of the ReStore, and as you can see, we get a variety of cabinets. Some are very nice. This complete set was $2,700, including appliances. It went off the floor very quickly. It's solid maple. So we get anything from this kind of arrangement to individual cabinets. We have a lot of donations come in from kitchen showrooms where they're turning over their showroom, or from individuals who are remodeling. This is kind of unusual here, and so it's one of those hit or miss things. Somebody happened to walk in when they had this set up and they got a great deal. This is our bathroom section. It's particularly dear to my heart since I'm a plumber's daughter. We have a lot of retro colors, but we also have a lot of modern things come through. We had marble tops for $25, and we know where to get the sinks for those. We used to sell the kitchen faucets. We have to inspect those now. Kitchen and bath faucets, there are new standards in the state, and so you won't see so many of those here. If they come in, we recycle them. We're looking for certain marks of approval by the state in order to be able to resell them. So we clean everything up as much as we can, and 35 bucks. 35 bucks for a toilet. I think that's a really good deal. Volunteer here. You'll have fun, you'll see great deals, you'll meet wonderful people, and you'll be helping your community. And if you can't volunteer, please donate.
Thank you for joining us today on Shrewsbury Recycles. Our trip to Habitat ReStore turned out to be a lot of fun, and we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Shrewsbury Recycles. Thank you.